Hi everyone, I'm Sean. This is Extropic Esoterica, and these are my hands, and this is hands gra feet, hands gra feet, cat to the cat to the cat to the cow. Okay, bow, do 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 do. Okay. Anyway, this is the first episode of Body Alchemy. What we are going to be doing here today is we're gonna make some healthy nutrient beverages that are also fun. And we're going to do two versions today. We're going to do one that's for kids and one that's for adults. But for me personally, because I'm an adult who's an overgrown kid, I drink both of these beverages. But this is inspired especially by like parents who maybe want to be transitioning their own diet and getting healthier while simultaneously including the whole family into the process. So like maybe it's a single parent with kids, or maybe it's two parents together. And in my personal opinion, this is a good activity to do with your kids, because like top-notch parenting is teaching kids how to be healthier than you yourself know how to be, for many people, because so many people are miseducated about health. And so it's about, like, to me, I would do this with the kids, bring them into the fold so that they can learn some of these lessons early in life and have better outcomes long-term health-wise. We sort of break some of these bad habits that we have culturally and that we pass down from parent to child. Okay. So as you can see, I just cut two lemons. We're going to make two beverages today. One is going to be a turmeric lemonade for that's more for kids, and one is going to be inspired by vitamin water for the parents. Okay. And some kids, sometimes you'll get kids that want to do the extra healthy stuff too, and sometimes you get parents that want to have the extra sweet stuff. And we don't judge here. We allow things to be as they are. So anyway, I might have to get more sweetener in a second because that one's light. Let's just go ahead and do it now. Why procrastinate? So if we end up having to open another one, then we'll have to open another one because we're kind of light on sweetener there. But anyway, so I've already cut my lemons. This is about 1.5 liters. This container is going to be the container for the lemonade, and this is about 1.5 liters. So I don't know what that translates to in terms of standard measurements, but just keep that in mind. This is how we're going to do your measurements. I'm going to kind of show you as we go. So for the lemonade, for this amount, this 1.5 liters amount of beverage, I think that 2 lemons will suffice for the lemonade part. And that's how I always do it. And you see I've got my hand juicer here. So we're going juicy, juicy, juicy. I keep it juicy, juicy. And I always eat that lunch, okay? I always eat that lunch. Why not? And so, this is the type of stuff. I've been working on these beverages for a few years now. I like to do, I love liquid nutrients. I love, like, that's part of my aesthetic. Like, I make these beverages for myself very frequently. I usually do, let me put it that way. Sometimes I'll take a break from it, but I usually do some kind of a turmeric lemonade or some kind of a lemonade drink per week. And I have this aesthetic of like basically wanting to teach kids how to be healthy, and people who know me on a personal level may have some insight into why I'm so into that. But just suffice it to say that I really like to do this, and I like to make it fun, So to me, fun involves bright colors. Fun also involves taste. So it's bright colors and taste. So like, you see all these people, part of the way that people like get manipulated into poisoning themselves is through those factors. Like people will study how taste and how to manipulate taste, for the sake of their own profit margins or whatever their motivations may be. Some people may have profit margins where they want to see what will happen if you introduce this sort of toxic substance to people in a large scale via this particular vector, which looks innocent, looks like a little Kool-Aid pack that you pick up at the store, and then that becomes the family time. You make the Kool-Aid together with lots of like white sugar, and it just is what it is, and that's what so many people do. And we want to get all the good elements of that, the family time of making it together the bright colors and the sweetness and the flavor, but instead of having it with the toxic materials there. And right now what I'm doing, I'm using my little hand juicer. I think you guys kind of got the concept there. That's why I didn't feel the need to explain it. But if you're visually impaired, I used a hand citrus juicer, and I juiced 2 lemons, and now I am helping more of the juice to get down. Okay, so I always do an inspection here. Do we get any seeds in the mix there? So let's look real quick. No seeds fell through. And I'm a high pulp person, okay? So I like the pulp. So because I'll be the one drinking this, I'm gonna leave the pulp because that's my preference. Got it? But kids often don't have the pro pulp preference. They often have the anti pulp preference, okay? Especially kids in this sort of society where it's like, for whatever reason, we're just so opposed to eating anything in its intact natural form. I don't really get it, but okay. But if your kids are anti-pulp, use one of these little strainers, right? And this is the one that came with my juicer. So there you go. All right, so all of this lemon juice is going to go into the beverage. So okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put in most of the water. I went ahead and pre-poured some water into a pitcher. So I fill it almost all the way up, because I want to put some more ingredients in and then top them off. Okay. So again, now we got a very tasty, if you add some stevia to the mix, and you got some tasty lemonade. Okay. But we want to add more nutrients into it. Okay. And we also want to do the part where we make it a fun color. Okay. So this is the turmeric juice. Now I juice my own turmeric root. I actually have to drive an hour to get good turmeric root where I live. I don't live in a food desert, but you might say I live in something of a healthy food desert. Sorry, I got some turmeric on my hand, so I went ahead and washed it off. And that's another thing. When working with turmeric, be careful, because it does tend to stain things, okay? But so anyway, for this amount, this 1.5 liters of lemonade with the juice from 2 lemons, okay, just to keep you on track with the recipe, about 1 tablespoon of turmeric juice will suffice. So we're going to go ahead and see how it's already starting to affect the color there, right? Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon of turmeric juice. And now those of you who do turmeric will know that you usually have to activate the turmeric with something from the black pepper family. So to solve that problem for this beverage, I got this little product here. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Turmeric, focus with black pepper. Is it going to focus properly, or maybe not? Okay, it says turmeric with black pepper. Maybe you can see the with black pepper part, maybe you can't. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple little dropperfuls of this in this. Now, this is, again, kind of for the kids. A lot of kids, especially if they're active kids, they'll get like a beverage on the go. Like me, as adults, we grow out of that. We start to prefer water, or like for me, it's like lemon water. But the kids might say, okay, I want something that tastes like Kool-Aid for my go moment, okay? And so I put this in there for that reason, to activate it so that the beverage in and of itself is self-contained and has the anti-inflammatory properties of the turmeric without needing something on the outside. But me personally, whenever I drink this beverage, I usually serve it with a salad or some other kind of hot food or something, and I add the black pepper to the hot food. So it's a pairing kind of concept for me. But so I never add this ingredient when I make this for me, because that's not how I consume it. But because we're making this with kids in mind, I would say go ahead and get you this. I mean, I got this off of Amazon, and this is a really good product. It's Maui Herbs. Maui Herbs is the name of that product. Okay, so now we want to sweeten it with stevia. Now, stevia will spike your blood sugar. So if you're someone who has those kinds of issues with blood sugar, you probably don't want to do stevia. Okay. Yeah, maybe you don't want to do sweet beverages at all, really. But I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons in here. And we'll do a taste test. I'm too Southern to measure things. Like this is actually me meeting my audience, okay? Because I'm too Southern to measure things. I just eyeball stuff and taste test stuff. That's how we be doing. But see, and it's already that beautiful orangey color, you know. And so we got 2 tablespoons. So we may actually end up using more of this, but this is the product I use for this, and this is the best product out there in my opinion. My mom actually turned me on to this product when she was doing keto stuff. So it's new natural simple syrup, and it's stevia based, and it's all organic ingredients, and it's fantastic. And you see, I always keep it. I always keep a backup in case I run out. And so okay, so now we're gonna top it off the more with the water, okay. And I just realized I'm gonna have to get more water. That's actually a little bit of a heavy pour. I like to pour it a little bit different because this the beverage container has a top. But to stir it up, I tend to use this little salad stirrer, okay? Just stir it up, little darling, stir it up. Okay, so there you go. You're welcome for that blessing, by the way. All right, now we're going to taste test and get a proper serving tablespoon for the taste test. Oh no, teaspoon's handier, so it's gonna be a teaspoon. All right. Yeah, to me, this is kid approved. Now, I'm gonna keep it at the 2 tablespoon levels. But if you've got a kid, it just depends on how much sugar they pour in the Kool-Aid, okay? Like if they're greater than a cup with the sugar that they'd be putting in the Kool-Aid, then I would add maybe a half of a tablespoon more of this guy right here, but no more than that. But to me, this is the absolute upper level, the upper limit of how sweet I like my beverages. So once again, this is a demo for you guys, but I'll be the one to drink it. So I'm actually going to leave it right here at the 2 tablespoon level. Okay. So this is 1.5 liters of water, the juice from 2 freshly squeezed lemons, 2 tablespoons of New Naturals stevia syrup, and 2 half dropperfuls of Maui herbs turmeric with black pepper tincture. Okay, and now you've got a wonderful, beautiful, colorful, delicious, fun beverage, nutrient beverage, okay, for the kids. Or for mom and dad, or for mom and dad, or whatever gender nonconforming parental figures happen to exist, okay? And so here's the little top that came with this. I got this beautiful piece of glassware at a thrift store. It was such a great find. So I love it so much. So this will go in the fridge to get chilled, okay? And then the kids can go to and fro. Now, I would say keep this handy, okay? And you're gonna have to train your kids a little bit because the sediments do settle a little bit, so you do see some separation. So this is the type of beverage that if you were to go to somewhere like Panera, right, they have similar beverages to this, although they do use cane sugar in their beverages instead of stevia. They'd have to charge more otherwise, so I guess it makes sense that they do it that way. But you see them in those little circular pitchers, those pitchers that keep the beverage texture intact. If those weren't in those self-circulating pitchers, you would have the same thing. You'd have some settling. So a way to mitigate that is to strain it to where you don't have as much pulp. But me personally, I like the pulp. But anyway, so I do keep the stirring thing. You will have to stir it up, little darling, stir it up. Okay, you may have to do it per serving because you want to keep it cute. You want to keep it cute. It really doesn't matter as far as the nutrients if you keep it separate. And even the act of pouring it kind of helps to keep it more intact. But it won't. About an hour from now, this won't be the same level of pretty. Some of the stuff, the color will have settled down, and you'll have a little bit of clearness in it. To where you'll want to stir it up again. Okay. Eventually, when I have more space, I'm going to get those self-stirring pitchers as well, self-stirring pitchers. But as of now, I don't have one of those. All right, so that was the one for the kids, and now we're going to do the one for parents, mom and dad, mom and mom, just dad, whatever it happens to be. What do non-binary people who are parents call themselves? I would like to know. If you're a non-binary parent, please leave a comment to give me some give me some more parental figures. And we're gonna need some more water here. I can already foresee it. So I'm gonna go ahead and book that, right? So I've been doing these beverages for a long time, so I've always envisioned making content about it because this is something I'm not doing it just for myself. I'm doing it to share, with other people to help people get healthier, etc. But I do have one client who is already kind of working in this direction, like a client who's trying to change their diet, and then they have kids and they want to include the kids in the process. So this video has been in the back of my head for a while, but it's been I prioritized it a little bit more because I've got that client on my Extropic Esoterica caseload. If you are interested in this type of coaching on health coaching, etc., the service that I offer that corresponds to it is Body Alchemy coaching. So I'll put the link in the box. This will go on YouTube and it'll probably go on Rumble and BitChute as well. So wherever this video ends up, the link to the services page will be in the description box, extropic.esoterica.com/services. And if you want health coaching, it's Body Alchemy Services. If you want a different type of service, just look at the different offerings, okay? So there you go. So this time I've gone with the lime, okay? And like I said, this is sort of inspired by vitamin water, basically. Now I'm going to toss the limes into my beverage because there's bioelectric energy in the liquid that's inside of these limes, okay? This is a living food. And so it's going to spread that bioelectric energy throughout the beverage to where the water in the beverage will conform to bioelectricity, which is good for you, okay? So that's your little bioelectricity lesson for today. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with the water here. I'm going to mix this beverage in this little jar that I've got. And I think that's going to be maybe enough water. I'm not quite sure. Maybe a little more. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to squeeze, but not totally squeeze, both of the limes, okay? So we got lime juice this is half a lime total. I cut a lime in half and cut a lime into quarters, but I only used 2 quarters, okay? My hands are getting sticky. I want to rinse them real quick. So, okay, now we got, what else do we have here? We've got, now I'm going to add the vitamins, okay? So we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to use this liquid turmeric, okay? And I'm just going to do 1 dropper full this time because we're doing this is all going to be like 1 serving, not like multiple servings. You can scale it up if you want to, but anyway, I don't need to. Now, I like a lot of turmeric personally, okay, for anti-inflammatory stuff, because especially when I'm working out a lot, which I have been here lately. So I'm going to go ahead and stir it to get any stevia residue off of the thing before I dip it, okay. So now I'm going to do a whole tablespoon. We did a whole tablespoon for the 1.5 liter pitcher before, but for just this one beverage, I'm going to do a whole tablespoon. Now, if you can't take that much turmeric to the face, do half a tablespoon and work your way up, okay? But, me personally, the black pepper in this thing will activate the turmeric juice in the beverage as a whole, okay? So, okay. Now, I'm also going to add reishi tincture for immune support, okay? There we go. That might be the best way that you can read that one, okay? What's the brand called? Herb Farm with a PH. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 dropper full. Well, no, I feel like doing 2 today. You can do 1 or 2. I just feel like doing 2 today. Maybe I need a little extra support and my body knows it. And then I'm going to add milk thistle. Now, milk thistle is good for liver detox and liver support, that kind of thing. Horbosh is the brand, but some of these things I'm funny about the brand and some of them I'm not. It's like I'll stick with the brand if I feel like it works. So let's see. I'm probably going to do about half to 3/4 of a tablespoon of the syrup, and this will be the point at which I have to open the other. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't in range. Okay. Yeah, this is probably going to actually be enough for me. So that comes to about half of a tablespoon so far. Squeeze all the value out. Yeah, well, maybe we'll do a little bit more. We'll go ahead and open the other one and do just a little bit more because I want it to be slightly over half. It's slightly under half right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. All right, so we're going to get it's about half, a little slightly over half is what I did there on the tablespoon. So we're going to go ahead. This being the last beverage of the day, I can go ahead and just make sure we get all the stevia into the beverage. All right. And so now we've got your living vitamin water with, 3 different types of vitamins, highly nutrient. And like I said, I'm going to leave the limes in there. Okay. And now we're going to stir it up. Stir it, darling, stir it up. All right, there we go. And I like to do that in these little shaker bottles, okay, for like, like what you like for like going to the gym and stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna dump it in, too much. Okay, there we go. So that's the right serving there. And I don't know how much are these. Maybe it'll have on the side how much these liquids. Okay, this ends up coming to 700. What is that, milliliters? Yeah, 700 milliliters, looks like about 24 ounces. So this is about 24 ounces of liquid. I probably mixed in like whatever that would be, another 2 ounces there. But the ice is there, so I just shake it up. Okay, and then this is your nutrient beverage, your vitamin water, your living vitamin water for the day, okay? Perfection, really. Perfection, really, but in all honesty, for me, more so, if I were just making this not for the camera, just for me, I would do less stevia, so maybe a third of a tablespoon. Like the what it was before with when I was using the bottle that's now empty, that was about perfect, like slightly under halfway. Okay, well for me, so this is like a little bit sweet than I would make it for myself, but people come into this game at different levels. You know what I'm saying? So it's not at my level, but the level that you saw me make it at might be your level, or you might even actually want it a little sweeter. And don't judge yourself for that, okay? So anyway, that's all for today. I wanted to show these 2 little beverages, and there will be more videos like this because I have created so many of these beverages that there's no reason not to make content out of it. So look forward to more hands cow. Okay. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed these. I hope this is helpful to people as they're transitioning their diet. And I'm glad to make a relatively short video. That's actually a good call. So take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.